congratulations for Gangubai. I wanted to ask you one question. So, this is your first film out of Bollywood. So, do you have some points or some memorable experiences which you would want to share with us? Because this is something which you haven't done itne time mein. So, this is good, of course, very much different to you. So, I really want to know what is your experience working with such great stars and especially Rajamouli sir.
I was shocked when you paused. This is your first film and gave a pause. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yes, I think you can say this is my first South language
Yes.
film. Well, the experience, honestly, for me, I was pinching myself when I learned that I could be a part of Rajamouli sir's world. As we know, he is a master storyteller. The way he tells his stories, I think no one does. And the way he even tells stories on set, in between shots, no one does. I've never had that experience. The number of stories Rajamouli sir has narrated to me from Amar Chitrikatha, which I actually had no idea about the way, and he would just roll off his tongue. Like he would just come and just give a story, now the shot is ready. Then another story and the shot is ready. So that was a really, I think, one of my most memorable experiences. Because of course, acting, learning, growing and just being extremely grateful for this experience, that's a part of it. But it's these moments that really stay with you, and they have really stayed with me. We shot for this film in 2019 and then in 2021 and now it's 2022. And I'm just really happy that finally the film is releasing in the theaters. And it's been a long wait. Speaking about these two, they have been absolutely amazing to me. Really, really warm, really, really caring. And like you said, they're such big stars, but they're so down to earth. And I think for the whole team, I'm a part of the film, but when you see these guys on screen, all created by Sir and everything that he's put together, now we're just waiting for that big screen experience. So now my most memorable experience will be when I see the film on day one, on the 25th of March.
Okay, thank you so much. All
Thank
the
you.
best for the film.
Hello,
Thank you.
Alia. Hello.
All
Am
right.
I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Start with the name.
Hi, I'm Parmita from Cinema Beast. Hello? Yes, I'm Parmita from Cinema Beast. And first of all, congratulations on Gangubai. And I'm so excited to see you all together in front of me. So, hi, Tarak sir, and hi, Ramcharan sir. Hi, SS Rajmouli sir. You are legend. So, first of all, I just want to ask you one question, but I would love if you all answer it. So, you have already shared your experience, your memory. So, what is the most challenging moment while shooting RRR on the sets? Most challenging thing you have faced?
Well, I thought my most challenging moment would be how to control these two guys when Alia comes onto the set. But luckily, they have been very good boys, so they behaved very well. And she asked me a question and I'm answering it. I don't know. Okay, you didn't do anything. I gave you a certificate telling you are good boys. Okay. Okay. Okay, and my most challenging moment, I was continuously telling everyone that controlling these two boys' naughtiness on set. But after saying it so many times, I realized that actually their naughtiness, their fun and laughter is what brought energy to the entire unit. Otherwise, if the unit is continuously facing my angry face, they would have depleted of all their energy.
Finally, thank you. We settle at the end of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
80 odd interviews, 20 odd press conferences, he says it now.
And the answer is same for three of you?
Well, no.
About how I had to control these two.
No, most challenging moment.
No, the most challenging moment. For me, it was learning Telugu. That was my most challenging, but most exciting as well.
And for Tarak sir and Ramcharan sir, please, I would love if you answer.
All right,
That's one question only. They are all answering.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to make Tarak answer on my behalf as well.
Was each and every day of RRR shoot, we were together, so pretty much our experiences have been the same. And Tarak, handing over.
Well, I should say that there were many moments in RRR which were challenging, physically, and we shot for this crazy action sequences for. There was this action sequence we shot for 65 nights, and but I think even Charan will agree, and he can say otherwise. But I think the most challenging moment for us was to please him, satisfy him, because he is one of those directors who will not. I think he's the only director, at least there's, I would believe that there are a few directors who would say, 99.9 is also fine, I'll take hai, main le lunga. But he's like, no, I want my 100, you give me my 100, and then you move out of the camera. So that was the most challenging thing for us, right?
Okay.
Yes, Charan?
Next question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm from the Times of India team. First, my question is to Mr. Sanjeev sir. Firstly, congratulations on the PVR and RRR NFT Association. My question is in two parts. Firstly, could you give us some more insight about these NFT Association, and also B, that how this will create the excitement for the cinema goers and the cinema lovers over here.
I think this is the first time that at least in India, a production house and a movie is doing a promotion with a cinema house, with an exhibition company on NFTs. It's a very new phenomena, NFT. And we've been very privileged to get 2 posters and 4 memorabilia from the production house. And duplicated them, we'll have about 300 NFTs. We're not selling them. These are all part of a contest. We're going to be doing a massive contest. The contest date ends, I think, end of March, and the winners will be announced 10th of April. And I think there'll be more and fans out there who would love a piece of this history, actually, almost that's being created, which is this film, which is a phenomenal film. And to own a piece of that in the form of an NFT is something which is going to be something which a lot of fans would want. That was the first and the second question, I think, or have I missed something? No. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, I'm here. This is me, Mini from Bollywood Live Z. This side. Hi, guys. Firstly, a very warm welcome to Delhi, the entire team of RRR. I hope you're liking it here. Also, again, I think I speak for everyone in this room. Congratulations, Alia, on a phenomenal performance in Gangubai. I think we can't stop praising you enough. But having said that, we all know that both Bhansali sir's world of cinema and Rajamouli sir's world of cinema has a magnanimity to it. And especially an artist, we have heard it in the past from Ranveer, Deepika, Priyanka, that how involved you are in your characters when it comes to such huge films and what kind of impact it leaves per se. So I need to understand here as an actor, what's your process of moving in and out of characters, and how difficult has it been for you perhaps to dwell into such characters?
I don't have a process, and I like my process to change with every film and with every filmmaker that I'm working with, because I, at the end of the day, believe that we are just the clay. That the filmmaker creates the structure and the film, and we just have to mold into the filmmaker's hands. So I prefer to just go and whatever the filmmaker wants, whatever the process, whether the filmmaker wants me to sit at home for 3 months and learn my lines, okay. Come on set without learning my lines, okay. Go on some camp and do some research, okay. Whatever the filmmaker wants. So that's my process. And yes, every character has something that I take away from. And from Sita's character, I took away a silent strength. A strength that doesn't need to be spoken about or talked about. It's a silent strength which is delicate, which is simple, but it's strength.
That's beautiful. Also, having said that, before I pass on this mic, anything that you've learnt in Telugu, if you could just say it for us, we really need to hear that. Any one thing.
Meeku na muddulu.
Thank you. Thank you, Mini. Can we have the next question?
Hi, I'm Durga from INS. This question is like for all four of you. Rajmouli sir, you really opened the floodgates for pan-India films. And you know, a lot of movies followed suit. We have a lot of pan-India films being made now. All four of you, how do you see pan-India films changing the game for Indian cinema?
Frankly, I'm not a visionary. I don't have such understanding about how everything works out. For me, it is all about my film and what I can do to make my film reach maximum number of audiences. So over the course of my career, I learned that the more stronger the emotions, more basic the emotions, more people tend to like your movie. So that's what I learned, and that's what I've been doing. And Bahubali just was liked by the entire country. And I think people realize that if they follow the same thing, if they base their story on basic emotions, basic human emotions, they will have a wider reach. So some films are doing well. Very, very happy for them, for all the films that are doing and good and across the entire country. And how the dynamics change in the market, I have absolutely no clue. I have absolutely no clue. If any of you have a clue, you can explain it to them.
So I think he's absolutely right. He doesn't start something thinking it should be loved by each and every one, but it magically somehow in the end becomes that. And the first movie was Bahubali. And all of us are very glad to be part of this because the floodgates, as you said, has been open to all actors to experience the other Indian directors and other Indian directors from different states to experience us. So there's a huge boundaries that have been erased, and we are very fortunate to be in this era of experiencing other directors and they experiencing us.
Good evening, everyone. This is Swati from India.com. So like Tarak sir mentioned about physical challenge and like there's this whole pandemic going on. So did the three of you go on a particular diet that you had to follow, or was it like just mix? Because you know you guys have all the other movies also, like you were shooting for other movies as well.
Can I narrate a very funny story
Yes,
before you all
please.
speak? Can I? So I remember on the first day I was shooting with Tarak and I was on the floor. Okay, as per the scene. And Tarak had to bend down and something or pick me up or something. He couldn't bend down because his legs were so sore. Because he had done a heavy leg workout. You remember this? And so that's what I mean, my reason to narrate this story is I could tell without them saying how hard these guys have worked on their body. Like he couldn't even bend down, like his legs were so sore. And then we all had a good laugh about it and then he bent down because he had to.
So is there like any particular physical routine that you followed or like an exercise or something?
See, I think, you know, being fit is a very number one priority for an actor today, right? So yes, for Triple R, for you know, we really there were proper. I mean, Rajmouli as a director wanted us to look in a particular way, you know, how he imagined us to be, his characters wanted to be. So it was challenging, but again, as I said, you know, being fit is the number one priority for an actor today, in today's world. So we didn't go through this special care in COVID times, and yeah, you know, when COVID was happening, everyone needed to be fit also. So that was, so it was going on. It was like a routine till Triple R was happening because we had to look in a particular way for Triple R. So yeah, it was.
Yes, please. Next question.
Sir, this side, sir.
Hi, RRR team. A very warm welcome to Delhi. So just before you came, I'm first of all, my name is Ayushi. I'm from One News. Sorry about that. तो हम जब ट्रेलर देख रहे थे, so we saw a very small glimpse of Alia in the trailer. So maybe because my cinematic knowledge is not so much clear, so I just want Alia to make it clear what kind of role you are playing in the film.
Okay. Like we have been telling from the beginning, Alia comes as an important character. It's not a full-length character, it's a cameo. But the character is so important. It's so important because in the film, we have two heroes who are like superpowers, who are like fire and water, out to destroy each other if things don't go well. And in between, we wanted a soft, fragile looking girl, but who has enough inner strength to control these forces or lead these forces in the proper way. So that's why I wanted Alia to do it. So if you're talking about the length of the character, it is less. But if you're talking about the importance of the character, it is very high.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, this side, sir. Sir, Andhra Pradesh, sir. Like TV9 from Andhra.
Can you, yeah.
TV9, sir. Sir, my question to both Junior NTR Garu and Ram Charan Garu. Sir, like Junior NTR Garu is playing Komaram Bhim role, no, sir. So, like he is playing a tribal leader role, no, sir. Like, have you ever like went to those tribals and spoke to them, like about their culture?
No, we didn't need to actually go into a tribal village to meet the tribals to actually get into this role. As Rajmouli always said, that it's just the character he's taken, but everything around the character is fictitious.
And sir,
So it was, for us, it was his inputs as a director, what he wanted us to be and how he wanted us to fit into his character of Komaram Bhim. So we really didn't need to actually get into all those workshops. We just had like what, a day or 2 days of workshop. That's it. He just explained the characters and he said this is what we want, I want, and then you guys get into it.
हाय हेलो राजामौली सर, मैं राहुल जैन नमोकार चैनल से। मेरा आपसे सवाल है कि आपकी फिल्में जितनी भी बनी होती हैं सारी बिग बजट फिल्में होती हैं, और आज की डेट में देखा जा रहा है कि लोग रियल कंटेंट को बहुत पसंद कर रहे हैं, और द कश्मीर फाइल इसका सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल है कि बहुत कम बजट में बनी हुई फिल्मों को भी लोग कितना पसंद कर रहे हैं। तो इन फ्यूचर आप कभी कोई नॉन फिक्शन सब्जेक्ट पर एक ऐसी फिल्म बनाएंगे जो देशभक्ति से रिलेटेड हो?
There are so many things, whether I want to make a small budget film, whether I want to make a realistic film, whether I want to make a whatever patriotic film. There are so many questions in there. What I want to make is what I always want to make is an emotional film. I want my audiences to connect to my film very emotionally. I want my audiences to feel for the characters, to empathize with the characters, feel all the emotions the characters in the film they are feeling. So each director has a way of narrating the stories. I have a certain way of narrating my stories, but I don't set on trying to think, okay, now let's make a small budget movie. Okay, let's make a realistic movie. That's not how I think. I just go in search of an emotional story. If it's a big story, it will be a big story. If it's a small story, it will be a small story.
Last question.
Hi everyone, my question is for Rajmouli sir. Sir, there is always an element of mythology in your films. In RRR trailer also we saw a glimpse of mythology. So please tell us your love about mythology, and is it always a conscious decision to put mythological element in your films?
It's a very subconscious decision because I grew up from my childhood listening to the stories of mythology, either from my grandparents and parents or through Amar Chitrakada. It is completely imbibed in my blood, the stories. So whatever goes in comes out. So because I have so much of input of the mythologies, they tend to come out in my stories in different forms. And I feel very proud of it.
Yes.
एक सवाल मेरा बस एक. Okay, last question please.
राजामौली साहब.
Yes.
One final question.
Yes.
मेरा नाम जगदीश सिंह है, मैं इंटरव्यू टीवी से हूँ। मैं आपका और आपकी टीम का अभिनंदन करता हूँ इस बात को लेकर के कि चाहे वो बाहुबली रही हो फिल्म आपकी, और चाहे ये आरआर फिल्म रही है आपकी, आपने भारत के गौरव को दिखाया है। चाहे वो सनातन धर्म का रहा हो, चाहे वो हमारे बैरियर्स का रहा हो। मैंने भी आपकी फिल्म का ट्रेलर देखा, गाने देखे, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, और मैं इसीलिए आपकी टीम का अभिनंदन करता हूं कि आप हमारे उस इतिहास को दिखा रहे हैं जो हमारे बच्चों को, हमारी नई पीढ़ी को सीखना है। तो मैं ये आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि ये जो दो चरित्र आपने उठाए हैं, अल्लूरी सीताराम राजू, कोमाराम भीम, तो इनके बारे में थोड़ा सा आप हमारे दर्शकों को बताएं.
Okay, my Hindi is not so good, but I tried to answer the question the way I understood. Generally, from my childhood, whenever we learned the stories of ancient India, how they were portrayed, how world perceived India, was like it's a dusty place, it's a country of poorness, it is a country of sick people. No, it used to make me feel very, very bad about it. The British newsreels, if you take the archives, no, it always showed India as an third world country and no, those kind of things. Of course, a part of it was true, but at the same time, I was taught from my childhood, India has a rich history, India has a rich culture, and just plain richness. India had so much of richness. And if you read other historians, if you take, I forgot the name of the Dutch explorer who came to South India, and he wrote the annals of Vijayanagara Samarajya in South, ruled by Krishna Devaraya. In that he writes, he went into the houses of the commoners, and he found that everyone, males and females, wore anklets made of gold. Okay, this is truth. This is the truth. This is a fact that was recorded in history. And he also wrote that middle class people had the bathing vessels made of gold. No, that is what the culture, what is the history of India. But that was never shown. That was never told. So I thought, okay, why should I take a Westerner account of what India is? No, I'll take account of what I was taught in my childhood, what I would imagine my country would be, what I imagine my freedom fighters would be. So that's the reason why I chose. So even if you take the stories of Komaram Bhim and if you take the stories of Allur Sitaram Raju, which were in 1920s, whatever historical account we have is still written by the Britishers, right? Not by Indian historians. What we have is some legendary folklore that we have and historicals written by the British. That is not what I wanted. That is not how I imagined my freedom fighters to be. That's the reason I took a completely fictional account of their lives, Allur Sitaram Raju and Komaram Bhim. There is a time in history where we don't know what happened to them. During 1920s, they went away from their homes, from their respective places. After 3-4 years, they came back to their respective places and started fighting against the oppression. So what would have happened in those 3-4 years? So many things could have happened. So I took my own tale of weaving this imaginary tale of fantastic friendship, fantastic enmity between these two forces, and how they inspired each other to become the ultimate freedom fighters they were. So there is an element of patriotism that runs in the story. There is an element of freedom struggle that runs in the story. But the main line of the story is friendship between these two legendary fighters.
Thank you.